Aloha and good evening. My name is Jürgen Steinmetz, joining you from Honolulu, Hawaii for Livestream.travel and eTobo News and Hawaii News Online. With me today is my good friend Gunther Franke. He is from Germany. He's joining us from Cologne. And Gunther is a pharmacist in Cologne. He has been in this business for how many years, Gunther?
About 35 years.
Oh, that's nothing. Okay. and how is everything in Cologne these days?
These days are very interesting because the people recognize that it's very important to protect themselves and to care for themselves and for the other people. This changed in the, I would say, from December, and because of the new mutation of the virus, and so the people really work on the distance and they work on the mask and all this. That's what we get in the pharmacy shops, that they get informed and they want to have information. Yes.
Yeah, and Cologne, of course, for most of you probably know Cologne, but it's one of the largest cities in Germany. So it's you have a lot of shops, you have a lot of streets, you have the famous cathedral in Cologne, what is one of the major tourist attractions in Germany, actually. And it's a little bit hard to socially distance in a city like this, isn't it?
Yes, it's if you go through the streets and you watch the shops which are closed, it's yeah, some kind of, how we say, horror to see, and you know all the people behind the shops, and you can't get in contact to other people. It's not allowed to meet with other people. Yes, it's very, very strange now. Yes.
And really, what I wanted to talk to you about is we had a conversation before, and for those of you that actually read our article in regards to the mask requirement in Germany compared to the requirement in the United States and in other countries, I was intrigued that Germany is actually requiring, I think as of Monday, as of tomorrow, a special type of mask for people to wear, right?
Yes, that's right. So there may be a little history about the mask. When we started in March 9th, 2020, we had the opinion that it is enough to wear a cotton mask or something like this. Maybe there was the reason because we don't have so much mask, and the masks are for the hospitals, nurses and doctors. So then it changed into the summer, and we get rid of the mask. We only had to wear them if there were more persons in the shops. And then it starts getting more and more important what's about the mask. We in the pharmacy shops decided to tell the people what they can wear and to sell the mask. This starts about September. And then on the 15th of September, the government started an action that everybody about 60 years or above 60 years, and we call it Risikopatienten, they had they can get 3 masks free. So they can go in the pharma shop, they show the passport, and they get 3 masks of the FFP2 mask, which is very important because it protects you and the other person.
Well, I'd never really heard about FF2P mask till today, I have to admit, because we here in the United States have been, we're used to wear the cotton mask, and there's a real fashion going on in the US. You get masks with all kinds of designs and it looks great. But are these, let's talk one by one, these cotton masks, are they really effective, Gunther?
Yes, they are, because the construction of this mask is very interesting, because it's not only something like you put before your mouth and nose, which is very important. You have to protect the nose too, because the most of the virus goes over your nose. It's not the mouth. You don't go with an open mouth into the street. You just breathe through your nose. And as we learned, the virus gets into the nose and in your throat. So if you don't protect the nose, it's only half the effect you can get with the mask. So if you look, the mask is about 4 or 5 points which help to bring that the virus doesn't come out. And
Well, we're talking about the cotton masks, right? The mask people make at home.
no, okay, because you asked the
Yes.
FF2.
No,
Yes.
no. I just wanted to make clear. What I was saying is, I was asking Gunther about the cotton masks, and cotton masks are the ones we see here in the United States really the most. These are masks you can buy in department stores. They look great. They're fashionable, and that's what I was asking if they're very effective. And you said yes.
No.
Okay.
No, the cotton, let's start. The cotton is not the effective. It was just the first thing we thought, but it's not effective. Now we learned you have to protect yourself and the other person, and this is only by this. I show it. It's something like this. This is a special FFP2 mask which protects. The cotton mask is no more allowed up from Monday. You are not allowed to go in a shop or to a doctor or wherever you go. You have to have the FFP2 because yes.
Yeah, the FFP2, I think, is similar to what we know here in the United States. It's the KN95, and I can show this here as well. It kind of looks what you were showing. And there, as far as I know, there are 2 of them. We have a KN95, what is produced in China, and then there is an N95, what is American made. And from what I read, the N95 is more effective than the KN95. Are you familiar with these 2?
I only know that the N is no oily protection, which is maybe if you have some oily aerosols or something like this. So this is very difficult because you have a Chinese or American or a German declaration. We now have the declaration CE, which is certificated, and the Chinese, they put on the KN95. So in the end, it depends on what you see is that there is a certification, a kind of certification on this mask. But it's not so easy to say this mask doesn't work because the standards for the mask is in China or USA or Germany. There's a standard for these masks.
And I read something about killing 98% or 99% of the airflow. And we talked about it a little bit because the idea is really for the mask to stop your breathing, right? So you don't want to breathe out and you don't want to breathe in. How does this all work?
Yeah, this is you have to breathe. It's a little bit difficult to breathe. You have to learn it, but it works very well. And normally it's enough to the 94% reduction of the breath out. So a 99, maybe a FFP3 mask can give you a 99%, but it's very, very difficult to breathe through a FFP3. They are hard on, they are just fit very well, and you can only breathe about 3 hours and then you have to have a stop. But the FFP2 is reducing 95, 94%, and that's enough. Because a very important thing is to keep the distance. This is based on the point that if the virus comes out of your mouth or nose, and the person is about 1.5 meters away from you, this virus goes down to earth.
Yeah, and that's what's interesting, if I can interrupt you for 1 second.
Yes, sure.
It's talking about 1.5 meters, what's only about 4 feet, because we've been talking 6 feet. So you think 4 feet is enough?
Germany Robert Koch Institution says it's enough 1.5 meters normally.
Okay.
So maybe there are some different opinions. I don't know it, but we are informed to have about 1.5 arm like this, so it's 1.5 meters. Yes.
And that's when you wear the mask. If you don't wear the mask, it has to be more, right?
Yes, then it has to be more. Maybe this is the reason they tell you more distance, but we are 1.5 with a mask, with a really good mask, not a cotton mask, but FFP2 or the one you take in by operation or something like this.
But what about this mask? I think you call it surgery. I don't know if you can
Yes.
see this type.
Yes. Yeah, this is very interesting because this is what you know from a doctor. If you go to a doctor, he may wear this mask and it only protects you, not me. As a doctor, he's not protected, he's protecting you. Makes sense because if you are in a surgery the doctor opens your body, you don't want to have his bacteria in your wand. So this is what you can say. It's just to keep all away from you. So it is allowed in Germany also on Monday to wear this surgery mask to go into shops because it's more or less the protection of another person.
But it's not as effective as the other one. So you say
No.
when you go to a certain, you said to doctor building or someone that's coming into your pharmacy, you expect them to wear the what do you call it? The FFP2 mask.
FFP2, yes.
What
No,
is similar to? Yes.
We allow everything. We allow the surgery and we allow the FFP2.
Okay.
But we don't allow cotton. We don't allow something like a T-shirt or something like this. No, it's only these both masks are allowed to go into shops, to go to doctor, banks, or pharmacist shops.
So if you put a rating on the mask, you would probably say the FFP2 from what is available is the most secure mask to wear, and that's why it becomes mandatory as of Monday. When you go to certain places in Germany, you have to wear this mask, right? There is no other choice.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
And then this mask, the surgery mask, is kind of an alternative. You could possibly wear, but it's not as safe as the FFP2 mask, right?
Yeah, you're right, Jürgen. Yes, that's it.
Okay, so if you put a percentage to this, like, or rating the FFP2 and this mask, what we know very well here, how much more effective do you think the FFP2 mask is, or maybe in terms here in the US, the N95 or KN95?
Oh, I don't know this, but I think it's 40% better. It's definitely better. There's no doubt about this. To say it is better to take the FF2 mask.
And so basically, if you say it's maybe 40% without nailing you down on 40%, that's quite a bit. And then you have the cotton masks. They look great, but they're really not effective. So
no.
So basically, that's where we stand. And this is very different from what we have been told and what are still CDC guidelines in the United States right now as we speak. And that's, I think, why I was concerned. And I thought maybe I'd talk to my friend Gunther in Germany, because Gunther knows what's going on in Europe. And this is very different. Now, when you told me a story that several months ago in Germany, you also had the same situation where officials told everyone, don't worry about, you can wear the cotton mask, you can wear anything you want, because there wasn't enough of the KN95 or the FFP2 available, and you needed this for the hospitals. So it was literally a misinformation by the government to secure production for the doctors. And we all agree the doctors should be the first getting the shots. They should be the first able to wear the mask. And not only the doctors, also like people like you, Gunther, because you work in the pharmacy and you deal with sick people. So I don't think anyone has a problem with this. But it is really, the people weren't told the truth. And I think from what I'm hearing here, we're in the same situation, just delayed a little bit in the United States, because we're being told every day by CDC, and when you look up the guidelines, that all these masks are effective, including the cotton mask. And I'm wondering, when this type of guidelines will change. Now we have a new federal government, so we can only hope that the Biden administration is it's getting the record straight, because it's dangerous, isn't it?
I'm really surprised because I told you it was in March the same situation. We didn't have enough masks. The government couldn't say wear the mask FFP2 or something like this, or a surgery mask, and then say, okay, the first step, wear anything, whatever you get, it's okay. But now we are 1 year more information, and we learned about it. So I really didn't understand, because a lot of pictures we saw, lots of people do not wear masks, or they wear colored mask, cotton mask. But the point is, you have to change FFP2 mask now, because if the virus comes, the mutante, then you have a problem to get it under control. You won't get it under control. You see, if England has no control about this now. And so I cannot understand, because if you see in other countries what happens, then you have to decide to bring the people to wear the mask. The point is, what is with the old people? They have to have this mask. Then the question is not answered, what's about the children? You don't find mask for children, FFP2. There are no FFP2 for children. They may not need them. From 0 or 0 to 4 years, you don't have to get mask. But what's after this? So the mask is a very important thing now, to protect the people and to remember the people that you have to have the distance. It's not enough to have a mask only. You have to have the distance, you have to wash your hands, and you get, and then it works. We see it. The people, if you have this mask, it remembers you to be careful. That's the point. Then another point is, you don't go into your mouth with your fingers. You don't go in your nose with your fingers. Even this helps to reduce that the virus goes from there to there. This is a special effect, because normally you don't recognize when you go with a finger in your nose. You don't do it. Another person, you don't. So if you protect your nose, your mouth, you reduce the the way of the virus. Every person.
Yeah,
This is a very important aspect. Yes.
And another interesting point I found out when I did a little bit of research earlier, the KN95 and the N95, and I'm assuming also the FFP2 mask, you can reuse. So it's not like the surgery mask you have to throw away in the garbage. This one you can reuse. And from what I understand how to reuse it, and actually I got this data from a German database, is to change it every day, and then keep it in your apartment, in your house for a week, not touch it, never touch it in the inside. And then after a week, it's dry, or you can put it in the oven and put it up to 176 degrees Fahrenheit, 89 degrees Celsius. And I don't know how long you have to put it in the oven before it catches fire. But how do you guys do this over there?
Okay, we did this. The Robert Koch Institute, they told us to bring it into the backoven and to bring it about 70, 80 grad Celsius. But now they say don't do this, because the material is normally you take it and you work about 8 hours with the mask, and then you throw it away in a laboratory. But what we tell the people, and that makes sense, because now the people got from January until February, the people about 60 and risiko patients.
Risk people, yes.
Yeah, okay, thank you. They get 6 masks. And then we tell the people, okay, bring 6 nails into your wall and hang them down. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And then if you come back home and you didn't wear the mask more than 8 hours, you hang the Monday on the nail of Monday. And then you keep this mask until the next Monday, and then you take the Monday mask again. You
Right. So
understand?
you just keep, yeah, basically you keep it for 1 week and
Yes.
then it's ready to use again. And I
Yes.
think you're not supposed to touch the mask at any time. You're supposed to stay away from it and just test the edges of it,
Yes.
I guess.
Yeah.
And then you're good to use it again. And
Okay.
what is very interesting, what you said, people are getting these masks. They're getting them free, or it means you have
Yes.
to buy them.
Yes. You get they get them free if they are more than 60, and the insurance companies, they send a special paper which they can bring into a pharmacist shop, and they get 6 masks free once, and then in the next period from February until April they get another 6. So in together they got 15 masks free of charge from December 3, and then now 6, and another time 6, and they can pick them up in a pharmacy shop. And the point is, it's very important, that we can tell the people how to use the mask.
Right.
And you say, don't touch it. You won't. You will touch it. If you are in a laboratory with bacteria and all this stuff, you don't touch it. But the people will touch it. And of my opinion, it doesn't make a bad mask if you touch it. But don't put it in a bag or just take it for a week. We see some people wearing this for a week. You can see the mask is gone. You can't wear it. So by the control of the pharmacists, the people are informed, and they get the information they have to have with the mask. No, lots of people didn't ever wear a mask. And we can explain. So if you think to change the mind, you should use your pharmacist shops to tell the people how to wear it, not sending by Amazon, not sending and here's your mask and you can do what you do. So you have to have people, or do you bring the people into the discussion? What's about the mask? How do I protect in a right way? Not only give the mask. And that's what they do. They say, okay, you get 6, you got a 15 mask free and the information. And we are responsible for the quality of the mask. We are responsible for the for all the things around. And I think it was a very good decision to do this, because now if you go to the streets, if you go to the shops, lots of people wearing FFP2 masks. This is a pressure by the people.
So that means if you wanted to purchase these masks or you get them for free, you actually have to go to a pharmacist. You cannot buy it at Costco. You don't have Costco, but like at Metro in Germany, or one of these supermarkets, and you
yes,
have
you
to
can
go
now.
to.
Now you can. So
Now you can.
Now,
okay.
yes, you can, and the prices are going down, and now you can. Lots of shops are selling them, but we started it with the pharmacist shop for free. That's the point. So now, if you need it, you can buy it. You can buy it everywhere. Yes.
Okay, but the advantage is, of course, if you go to a licensed pharmacist, you get qualified responses. So it's not
Yes.
that you get a package, you check out in a self-checkout and put your credit card in, and then it's up to you what to do.
You can do this, but lots of people, they use it because it's free, and they can come and get it, and you have a license to get this. There's no question, and then you can go. Yes.
Is this the same in other European countries, or is it just specifically in Germany like this right now?
Sorry, I'm not informed what the other countries do, but a lot of countries around here say, okay, we have to do something, and they give it free, or they make it a price regulation, and yeah, they do. Lots of.
And I mean, the magic bullet here for all of this, and the big question is the vaccine. Everyone is talking about the vaccine, and in some places it goes faster, in some places it goes slower. How's the situation in Germany, and how do you see when people finally get vaccinated, how it will turn this virus around? Do you have any idea? I know you don't have a crystal ball, but what's the timeline what you expect with the vaccine?
With the vaccine, the first thing is that you have to think about that they bring a lot of vaccine into the market, 50 million, 100 million. This is a very, very big amount of vaccine. It's not easy to produce vaccines. You cannot make it with a tablet, you can just make it, but the vaccine has to have a special production line and all this. So we are in the problem that we get the vaccine, it's cooled, and you have to make the injection out of this. So this has to be done by pharmacists now, which solute the vaccine and then put it into spritze.
Into a shot, yes.
Yeah, in the shot. And now we don't have enough. The central everything is done. We don't have enough, and now there starts a discussion. What's about the people which are vaccinated? Do they live in another way than the not shot people? And I think it's my opinion. This is very dangerous because you cannot say these people can go to a restaurant, theater, or cinema, and these people cannot go. So the virus shows us we have to be careful for the other people. I would prefer if the people wait until a lot of people are vaccinated, and then you can open things, and then you can make things again going. But not to say these are shot and these are not shot. I think this is a very, very important thing the government has to decide, and we have to wait until a lot of people are in protection.
And that's probably not only for restaurants, it's also, I know a lot of our listeners are in the travel and tourism industry. And before we went on the air, I talked to your wife very briefly, and she was telling me you had friends on a cruise ship right now. So I was really stunned to hear this. So are people traveling? Are they going on cruises in Germany?
Yeah, yes. And you can. This is, I don't say the name because maybe what happened, but they make a very secure test, I think. These people have to have a PCR test before 48 hours before they got on the plane. The plane is only for the people for this boat. Nobody else can go on this plane. Then they fly to the boat, and then they are in a direction going to the boat, and they have special times to check in and a special counter, and you cannot change the number 1 counter, 10 counter. You have to have at the time at this counter with all your license, with all the tests, and then you go on board.
Where did they go? I'm curious.
They go around Fuerteventura, Madeira.
Spain. Okay.
Spain. Yeah.
Okay.
And then, I don't know, they are not they can go from board, but only in a special bus, only in a group. They are not allowed to go by their own into the cities or something like this. And then all the people on the boat are tested, and then they come back, and the same way back, a bus, a plane, especially for them, and then going home. But now they have the problem that Germany says, okay, if you come home, you have to have the test before you come in the country. I don't know how they will solve this problem, but they will solve it because they have a group and they are in quarantine, and they come from board and they have seen no other persons, and maybe it's a test how it works.
Well, interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. But I think we have to test. We have to test what's going on, because otherwise our economy goes down. You have to test, maybe with a football, with all the things. And it's very interesting because a lot of things we did in our pharmacy shop, we have special glasses between us and the customers. And we have aerosol UV light, which cleans the rooms. And we have in our room where we rest, not rest, Pausenraum.
Okay, the break room, yes.
Yeah, there we have special aerosol filter and all this. So we did a lot of things, and from March 2020 we are wearing masks the whole day.
Wow.
This is very, very, I think my employers are, it's hard, but we do wear this. There's nobody not wearing a mask
Right.
into the pharmacist shop with all our, the whole day you have to wear it.
And are there more breaks so people get to go outside and take a rest, maybe take the mask off for 10 minutes or
Yeah,
so? Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But you have to eat something. We changed this that you can go upstairs and eat something and put the mask away. Yes, you have to care. But I think I can thank my employers because they wear it the whole time.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Well, was a really interesting discussion, Gunther, and I think we
Yeah.
all learned a lot. And
Yeah.
I can only say, if you ever make it to Cologne, if you wanted to go to the most secure pharmacy, you go to Birken Apotheke, that's what it's called, and you find Gunther, and you can talk to him directly, so you don't need me for this. But Gunther, thank you.
It's in the middle of the Southstadt, Südstadt. But I have one thing I want to say.
Sure.
You may, yes, you may buy or see something like this. This is with a special thing on the front. We call it ventil. It's not for the public, please. It's not for the public, because if you put this mask on your nose and your mouth, you only breathe through this filter, and you don't protect the other person.
Right.
And because it comes out only on this, and so it's not for the public with this, I don't know, the ventil, we call it ventil.
Right. Ventilation.
And
too.
yes, don't pay the much money you have to pay for this. Please wear the normal FFP2 if you do, but not with with this thing on it.
And that makes a lot of sense. And thank you Gunther, thank you so much. And hopefully we have you on again. This was a lot of information in a short time, and on a Sunday morning for you. So I hope you enjoy the rest of the Sunday, and aloha from Hawaii. It's evening here. And for anyone else, thanks for watching. You can see this episode and all our other shows and just going to livestream.travel. And if you are interested in being on a show live and ask questions, you can also do this. Become a member of the World Tourism Network. Simply go to WTN.travel, sign up, and we'd be happy to invite you to a future show. And you can even suggest what you wanted to do. This was, however, a breaking news update for eTurbo News. We have at all times. And of course, we want you to read eturbonews.com anytime, 24/7. We're here for you. And thank you again, Gunther, and hope to see you soon.
Thank you, Jürgen, that you asked me. And every time, if you have some questions, give me a call. And yeah, it could be good.
Auf Wiedersehen und Alaf. Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.